Hi, my name is Richard Craig McClellan. I'm an independent social scientist. I study society's problems and I work on solutions, such as this program called Kids Off the Street. This is a program that helps keep kids off of drugs, alcohol, out of gangs, and away from violence. Implemented into the program is another program called Mothers Helping Mothers. Also, I work on issues such as our child abduction problems. So I've come up with this electronic protection device titled CAPT, Child Abduction Prevention Protection Electronic Device. One of the other issues I work on is national security. Here is a device. It will keep out drugs, illegal aliens, as well as terrorists and their explosive devices that they possibly could bring into this country. This device, or this system, I should say, a security system, is titled Laser Guided Border Control Security System, or LGBCSS. Another program is Productive Dads program. This program consists of these 270 PC cases where fathers are locked behind bars for a total of a year, where they lose their jobs and they end up paying nothing except for more money in the long run, which they fall further behind. There are other programs that I work on, such as environmental issues, and one of these is a recycling recovery program where people will be put to work and clean up this planet at the same time, thus eliminating the pollution to the earth and our landfill problems. One of our problems that we have concerning our laws, and I study our laws and their effects, is corruption. Well, I came to Butte County in 1993 and attended college, where I was working on my degrees, one toward social science. As I studied sociology, I'm looking now to my work schedule concerning my classes and what have you. I'll take you on a tour of my office here, which is my place of residence. There are other programs and systems and devices that I work on as well. I did security systems for security companies, so I have experience concerning security systems. And as a social scientist studying society's problems, I've uncovered many of them. However, I work on the solutions to those problems. And as mentioned, corruption being one of those problems, I've come across corruption here in Butte County. And stemming back from 1995, when I first was introduced to the Butte County judicial system, I uncovered some corruption going on in the courts, as well as with law enforcement. And this does not do justice for society. I was a very serious student, and still am a serious person. I ran track at the college, Butte College. This is me in the center here. Give you a little family history rundown. This is my family here, my cousins and friends and my sister. This is me in the background. And I had a very good lifestyle in Los Angeles. I lived in Woodland Hills, Calabasas area, the upper middle income area. And I got to ride around in this limo all the time. You'll have to excuse the blotch mess on the page here. And this is me when I was a baby. Cute little booger, huh? This is my father here and his mother. And this is my father and my mother when they were younger. My father died when I was 4 years old, and I know what it's like to grow up without a father. It's very painful for a child, very difficult. A child suffers extremely, and one of those issues pertaining to my studies is getting kids back with parents. I feel that this is very important, studying child development as I have. I have various studies involving psychology. I've come across these children who have difficulties coping with life due that there's an absence in the family, such as a lot of fathers are incarcerated, and many of them due to corruption, such as I've come across here in Butte County. And this county has been attempting to cover up some past wrong deeds that they were up to, and I was a victim of a crime in 1999, which I reported it to the Paradise Police Department, and due that there was a lack of investigation, I threatened the department with a lawsuit. Then after that, they proceeded forward with intimidating me and falsely arresting me as they, well, Lieutenant Anderson of the Paradise Police Department coerced one of the suspects into saying that I harmed her in some way, and she claimed that she was scratched. However, she was not injured by me. This was an opportunity for the Paradise Police Department to incarcerate me along with the court system, who they worked together, which I have documents, and they wanted to cover this mess up that they created and proceed with more corruption as they conspired together. I will take you on a tour through my residence here, which is my office as well. I work out of my home. I work for the taxpayers. I've devoted my life to my work. However, I have to take on side work, so I do various construction jobs and miscellaneous repairs and what have you. So I have these backup skills that I'm thankful for, that I will use for extra income. But back in 1997, due that I was having difficulties in school because of this corruption, I had to get on Social Security. Well, it only permitted me to study deeper and become more involved in my work. Therefore, I've come up with these programs, systems, and devices for the community. And going to go a long way. However, there is intervening by this judicial system as they attempt to cover up past misdeeds, which I have documents of. As mentioned, they were trying to make these documents go away. They figured if they could make me go away, they could make the documents go away. How they would make me go away is creating false criminal charges, which now today ends up on the computer. So if I go in for employment, I come across problems. It has created many problems for me, this corruption. I've suffered greatly, and still today I am suffering, and this is my way of fighting back. I'm seeking to get my life back, and what I have to do here is present a case to the jury regarding these issues that I speak of concerning this corruption. So let me take you on a tour. I'll just show you my wall here. As you see behind me, you'll see different pages of work here. I'll just give you a quick tour through the place. Okay, what we have here on the wall is the environmental issues concerning the pollution. Many recyclables that can be recovered. However, we have a constant problem with filling our landfills, which then these landfills seep out these contaminants that end up into our rivers, our streams, which run to our rivers run to the oceans, and our drinking water, our potable water, and it becomes a tax burden. So as you'll see above it, my newspaper articles that I've clipped out concerning the expenditure to the taxpayers, and my job is to eliminate as many expenditures to the taxpayers as possible. Here we have a copy of the program, and that's one of the things that I'm doing is writing on these programs. However, I have this corruption intervening with the type of work that I do. Now above you, you will see this is Judge Dobreth, who helps the kids in his county. He is Ventura County Juvenile Court Judge, and he has come up with programs that help keep the kids out of trouble. He's very dedicated to helping children. He's a wonderful man. And next to him, we have Judge Gray, and I have these articles concerning their types of work. And to me, these people are our heroes because they are standing up for society. And Judge P. Gray of the Orange County Superior Court says that if you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. Well, precisely, we need to eliminate this behavior today that exists. And I believe that anything is possible. However, sometimes you have to work a little bit harder to make them possible, and that's what I proceed to do here. And here we have children who are hungry in America today due that they are living in poverty, and I intend to work toward helping these wonderful agencies here, these nonprofit organizations such as Feed the Children, take care of these kids because they need all the help that they can get. There's no reason why anybody should be hungry, especially these poor children. So if it weren't for these Christian organizations that help these children out, they wouldn't be getting any help today. And this here is my family. My mother is here. This is when she was a teenager. This is her sister, who works as a teacher in Paradise today. She has for the past 20 some odd years. This is their father, who lives in Magalia. He was a very successful businessman in Los Angeles and retired up here. This is my Uncle Richard, who served in the United States Marine Corps, served tours in Vietnam. He was a gunnery sergeant. This is my grandmother, who lived in Magalia. She has passed away, God rest her soul. She made a proposition to me that I could come up here and help her out around the house, and she would keep me busy and I could focus on my education, which kept me very busy. This is my Uncle Craig. He served in the Marine Corps. He now lives down in Southern California in Woodland Hills. And below is a picture of family kids. Even my cousins here, and I am sticking out, and my stepbrother, and another stepbrother here, my cousins, and just below is me and my friends. When I was a kid, it's like a schoolyard, however that's one of the kids' backyard. That's a little birthday party that we had. Down here, what you see here is an image of a hand with a gun pointed at us. Now, one of the things that we need to do is get the guns out of the hands, as they are not doing today. And since their way, I'm talking strictly of the judicial system, attempting to get the guns out of the hands the way that they are doing, which is a failure, what we need to do is use psychology and get the minds away from the guns. So my main focus is getting the guns off the street. And this is an anti-drug document here stating that the anti-drug truth, the most effective deterrent to drug use among kids isn't the police or prisons or politicians. And then it gives the statistics. And here, concerning CAPT, or Child Abduction Prevention Protection Electronic Device, we have these children who come through our mail on these postcards, which this device CAPT would prevent them from coming up missing in the first place. And if they did, they would be easily located. Now here we have a serious issue concerning our homelessness. The homeless problem in America is terrible. Now I go out on the streets and I interview the homeless people, and I find that many of these people are more than willing to work. A lot of them have disabilities and cannot work, so they need to be helped out much more so than they are today. And if it weren't for some wonderful programs helping these people out, they also wouldn't have anything or anyone. And this eagle represents our veterans that served in the armed forces that are on the streets that are homeless today. And I'm a very patriotic person, therefore I have flags all over the place. And back up to kids off the street, you will see a girl below, which represents drug use among kids and our future generation of kids growing up, which this baby represents. And over to this wall, these are our heroes, the police. This is Keith Batt, who broke the code of silence. He was up against some rogue police officers. He did not go for their way of handling situations on the streets concerning fighting crime. He saw a lot of corruption, so he testified against who those were once fellow officers. He's one of the few, one of the good guys, and he is our hero. We need more Keith Batts. And here below him is J.D. Vidika, excuse me. I haven't heard his name pronounced, therefore I'm having difficulty pronouncing his name. I just hope I get it right. We have problems in the Department of Corrections concerning corruption, where these fellow officers attack men who come forward with corruption, and this man is one of our heroes as well. And here is my son, who he has suffered a great deal due that I fell in the hands of corrupt people here in Butte County. And this was my car prior to this last event that occurred in 1999, which today my car is completely destroyed. And it is due that there is this corruption taking place, and they attempted to cover up issues. And we'll go up here. This is concerning a device that needs to be to help locate and track down those perpetrators who place our children on the internet in sick and disgusting manners, sick and disgusting ways. This is the Internet Child Pornography Locator and Tracking System, or ICPLTS. This is another one of those devices that needs to be in place today. However, this county and their corruption has been intervening in my work for a great amount of time, and that is why I'm making this video today. And a major issue concerning those guns is the violence behind them. I study psychology, and there's a psychology to the violence. And we need to eliminate the much violence that exists. And here we have another hero, a man who took on corruption in Los Angeles County. He's one of those tough guys. Don't be fooled by his glasses. And one of the things we need to focus on concerning energy shortages and these many problems is alternative energy, such as photovoltaics. This is an energy plant that concerns harnessing the sun's rays and converting them into valuable, clean energy for the planet. And this was my work schedule at the college. You'll see my name here. The year was 1999, and this is one of the degrees. These are a couple of the degrees that I was working on at the time. Sociology and psychology as my major, social scientist. So I work independently today as a social scientist, and I study these various problems. As mentioned, I've come across corruption that has intervened and caused many problems, much suffering, much pain. I was victimized by criminals who did some terrible things to me, and it was reported to the Paradise Police Department, and they took it amongst themselves to add to the pain and suffering that I already suffered, and they made things, I'd say, 10 times as worse. This is one of my working desks here. You'll see my law books in here as I study the penal code and the many violations that these people here in the county have been in violation of, such as conspiracy. And there's one of the bookshelves, which I particularly enjoy reading. And I'll swing you around here to this is my living room converted into the office. This is my other desk here. focusing on the programs, devices, and systems due to this corruption activity here in Butte County has been occupying my many thoughts. However, I seem to overcome these thoughts at times and get some work done that I need to do. This is a filing cabinet here that consists of those documents regarding corruption here in the county. And back in 1999, there was that attempt to cover those documents up. They figured they could make me go away by defaming my character, defamation of character. They can make the documents go away. However, their attempts are a failure, and they will do anything at all costs, which at times I fear my own life, my own safety, due that I don't know what extent they will go to cover these documents up. I'm going to cut off the tape. I'm going to pull out some of those documents and show you precisely what they've been after and trying to